Star, what do you notice about this thing?
It has four legs.
So it is a quad. It is 85 tons. It is known as the Goliath. Um, the main version, the original version of it is kind of underarmed, although it's a brick shithouse. It has like a PPC, an LRM-20, and two machine guns, I think. It was produced by Brigadier Corporation, but also Corian, both of which were Free Worlds League. And then it's also produced at Defiance Industries and I want to say General Motors in-house Davian. So you'd find it in, bless you,
Thanks.
you'd find it in Merrick, Steiner, and Davian most commonly. During the Fourth Succession War, there was actually a unit in House Liao that was made up mostly of those, Cochrane's Goliaths. They got their asses kicked by Andrew Redburn and the Davian Light Guards. Embarrassing. But yep, big chunky four-legged mech. So yeah, this is definitely a box of like, of all the, two of these are like, of all the mechs, these are certainly some of them, and then two of them are definitely like, oh, this is fun.
I mean, you don't see too many four-legged mechs in these boxes.
Still waiting for the one that looks like a horse.
That supposedly that's coming out in a pack in like 3 years. I don't know how true that rumor is.
I know it exists.
It absolutely exists. It's not good. I love it. If you take advantage of some very niche tabletop rules, it becomes awesome.
Okay, this one also does not come with the plastic having the shorthand names for any of these.
Okay, as I recall, you got the clan pack that you didn't... The other clan pack.
Yep, there
and
was
then...
a clan pack, and that is the one I just pulled out.
Okay. I think I remember everything in this. The clan direct fires. We're gonna have fun with this one.
These, I should have an idea of what they are, even without the cards. Because I believe most of them seem to be upscaled from other things.
Two of them are. No. Technically three of them are, but the third...
We've got two ICs here.
Yep. One of them is going to be a ride.
Okay, yeah, you are... I didn't realize they gave you a hat.
I think I know which one that is. I do know which one that is. That is the Rifleman 2C, which is 5 tons heavier than the Rifleman.
Why has it got a pancake head?
That is a radar dish for detecting things.
That is its fancy hat for going
radar
to
dish.
fancy parties.
Much like the original Rifleman, it is designed for anti-air things. I don't know who the original producer of this thing is. I have a feeling it was the Nova Cats, but I can't swear to it. That said, it's widespread enough that most of the clans have some in their military, except Clan Wolf, who like something else better. The bog standard version of it jumps, has 4 large pulse lasers, which is nasty because Clan large pulse lasers are like the best gun in the game, and like an ER small laser for some fucking reason. It's currently produced by the Snow Ravens, who have a version of it with like a supercharger and 4 clan Protomech AC-8s, which is hilariously ill-conceived. I think the Ghost Bears produce a version, and I know the Sea Foxes produce it as well. But yeah, it's common enough that you'd find it in any of the clans that aren't Wolf, who again have something else they like better. But yeah, that is a radar dish. But I know when I saw it in MechWarrior 2 the first time, I'm like, Mech has hat.
It has a fancy hat for fancy parties.
It has a sombrero.
It's Tequila Gundam?
It is Tequila Gundam.
Tell us how you really feel, Lantern.
I love this mech. I love
I'm
this
pretty
mech.
sure you could convince me that this was a Phoenix Hawk too.
Oh, it is. It's the Phoenix Hawk 2C. So, Sarat, what do you remember about the original Phoenix Hawk?
Okay, I
Humor me.
remember the original Phoenix Hawk was, first and foremost, an Invisible, because it was heavily based off of the Macross Valkyrie,
Yes.
Veritex, and also I remember that this thing held up about as well as a wet tissue paper during hurricane season.
Do you remember how much the Phoenix Hawk weighed?
45 tons.
You are correct. What do you think the Phoenix Hawk 2C weighs?
70?
No.
80?
80.
Why?
You know? We're not, like, the writers have tried justifying this for decades. So the Phoenix Hawk 2C was originally produced by Clan Steel Viper during a period where they weren't sure what they were doing, but they definitely wanted to create like the ultimate mobile mech. And so they took like the Phoenix Hawk chassis and chunked it up for some fucking reason to 80 tons. It still has a similar movement profile to the Phoenix Hawk. It tops off at 86 kph. It also jumps. And it is armed with something not remotely like the Phoenix Hawk. It is armed with 2 Ultra AC-10s with enough ammo that you can just fall asleep on the trigger, and 2 machine guns. So it is absolutely 100% nothing like the Phoenix Hawk. It's basically a giant better charger. And in fact, because all of its weapons are in its torso, it can also like punch and kick while it's doing shit. It was primarily made by Clan Steel Viper, although eventually they contracted with Clan Seafox to make more of them, and they made them with different upgraded weapons. There's a version that has 4 Clan LRM-20s, which is nasty. There's a version with heavy lasers. There's a version with like 4 ATM-9s. Currently, the Clan Seafox are the only ones making them because Clan Steel Viper are super duper 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 dead. If any of them show up again, they're going to get the fuck murdered out of them. But yeah, Phoenix Hawk 2C. Very similar to the Charger, which means I love it. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you can guess what this is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what it is, even though I was like, when I first looked at it, I went, is that an upgraded Cyclops?
It is not.
Yeah, it is not an upgraded Cyclops. It is an upgraded something, but it is not the upgraded Cyclops.
So that is the Highlander 2C. The clans took a bunch of Highlanders with them, and then they upgraded it with clan tech, which means it has more weapons on it because clan weapons are lighter. The main version of it there has like a Gauss rifle, an LRM-20, 2 SRM-6s, 3 medium pulse lasers. For a while, Clan Star Adder was producing them. They were also not uncommon in Clan Wolf and Clan Blood Spirit. Currently, in the Inner Sphere, the clan that is producing them, and is producing an upgraded version actually, is Clan Hell's Horses. They basically took a factory from Clan Wolf when Clan Wolf vacated their space that refit like bog standard Highlanders into Highlander 2Cs, and they just turned it into a full factory setup. So you could justify this in any clan, but most commonly now you would probably find it Hell's Horses.
You are a crab. I don't care what the box says. You are a goddamn crab. Just
Which tells me what this is immediately. That is the Bane. The Inner Sphere called it. The Inner Sphere actually called it the Kraken, but that is the Bane. Clan Jade Falcon based it off of a Starleague test bed, and there are a couple different versions of this mech. It's 100-tonner, most of which are ill-conceived.
Okay, King Crab, but crab.
No, I wonder if they never did tell us what mech they based it off of. It could possibly be the King Crab. But that specific version of it, the Bane 1, is armed with 4 machine guns and 10 Ultra AC2s. Not a lot of damage, but my god, that's really annoying.
That is called I'm reaching out and sniping you from halfway across the map with a 100-ton mech.
It's boop, 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 boop.
That is enough AC2s to call it sandpaper.
Yep. There is a version of it that has like 8 Clan LRM-15s, which is entirely too many Clan LRM-15s. I know that I'm pretty sure the Hell's Horses had a version that they were building in the home worlds. I'm not sure if they're still building it. But Hell's Horses and Jade Falcons would probably be the two you'd find it in most often. Although, because the clans are like that, you could justify it being in any of the clans in small numbers. And that leaves the Grizzly. Care to guess who the primary users of this bad boy are?
Diamond Shark.
Get out.
Wait, no, hang on. The Blood Asps.
It is not the Blood Spirits or Star Adders either, no.
Obviously, this is going to be Ghost Bear.
Yep. Ghost Bear, although because the horses fight him enough, you could find it there, and Ravens trade with them enough, you could find it there. This mech is armed with like a Gauss rifle. It's kind of like a slower summoner in that it's kind of a jack of all trades. The main version of it is Gauss rifle, LRM-10, large pulse laser, medium pulse laser, small pulse laser. It's actually a solid mech. In universe, it was hard to repair, so they ended up taking it out of production. Although you occasionally still saw custom jobs of it. In the Ilclan era, they actually brought it back into production to test some like new technologies, like reinforced structure. They also put the Inner Sphere plasma rifle on it, so it could set things on fire in a big way. But yeah, it's a good, solid Ghost Bear heavy. I'm fond of it. Is it my favorite Ghost Bear mech? No, but I will fucking take it, because hell yeah, Ghost Bears. There are some mechs where, like, you look at the name of it and you're like, who the hell makes it? Then there are others where it's like, barren name. I wonder.
Clearly it's the Sea Fox.
Like I said, it's Diamond Shark.
The Diamond Shark, the Sea Foxes who became the Diamond Sharks who became the Sea Foxes. There is complicated lore behind that, which we don't need to go into. I like the name Sea Fox better.
I can't imagine why.
And then there is one more pack.
Okay, if I remember, it's Legendary Mech Warriors 3, right?
Yeah. And this has 6 mechs in it.
Yes, it does. And the thing about this, so the Legendary Mech Warriors packs, which I've talked about over on another video, is they're all mechs owned by notable pilots. Legendary Mech Warriors 3, not technically the same pilot, But you should be getting some like slight PTSD from this.
It also comes with a couple of extra guns.
Yes, it does.
So you can actually, I guess a couple of these you can swap out the weapons for somehow. I'm not sure how, but I guess it's possible.
Because they changed versions of specific mechs over time.
Yeah, but I'm looking to see which weapons can actually be removed.
I believe it's the Marauder's dorsal gun. Spoilers, there's a Marauder in this pack. Because of course they're goddamn Marauders in every pack. This one at least I feel is the most justified. Because Legendary Mech Warriors 3 is the pack of mechs belonging to the Bounty Hunter. You remember the Bounty Hunter.
I remember him falling at my feet.
After a very hard-fought battle.
Well, no, the Black Widow was the one that fell. I believe the Black Widow was the one that fell last.
Which is impressive. So, for those of you not in the know, the Bounty Hunter is less a name and more of a title. There have been numerous people who've had the identity of the Bounty Hunter over the years. Vic Travers, Michi no Kitsuna. There are some theories about who the current incarnation of the Bounty Hunter is, which are very interesting because we all thought that character was dead. But the Bounty Hunter is one of the baddest of asses in the Battletech universe. They wear this suit of armor. You don't see their face unless you're part of their team or they choose to reveal themselves for specific reasons. Looking at you, Michi no Kitsuna. They also tend to have mechs customized to hell to the point that, like, some of their mechs at various points were considered among the most broken in the game. Yeah. I don't remember all of the configurations of all of their mechs, but I do remember, like, Clan Tech with targeting computers and a shitload of pulse lasers. Not uncommon with the Bounty Hunter.
Sounds like my mechs.
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, since we already know a little bit about this, since we've already named the mech.
Actually, that's not the mech.
This, I believe, is the one I can actually swap out that weapon for.
Oh, that's interesting.
I believe that's the one I can swap out.
Because that is not that mech. That is that mech's angrier big brother that was introduced by the Wolf's Dragoons. When the Wolf's Dragoons came to the Inner Sphere, they knew things the Inner Sphere didn't. For example, they knew that, like, it was definitely possible and easy to make a bigger, angrier version of the Marauder. They contracted with Blackwell Industries, and that gave birth to the Marauder 2. The bog standard, the common configuration of it is 2 ERPPCs, 2 medium pulse lasers, and an LBX AC-10. After the fall of the Wolf's Dragoons, that mech... For a while, you only found it with the Wolf's Dragoons and Barbarous Marauders too. Eventually, they started selling it to other commands. It's 100 tons of fuck you. Eventually, you start seeing versions of it made by Independence Weaponry, Irian Mech Works, and GM. So you could find this in Merrick, Karita, and Steiner. And in fact, currently the first Prince of House Davian pilots one. But yeah, the Bounty Hunter had like a Clan Tech upgraded one, and I don't remember specifically what it had. I just remember, ooh, that nasty.
Since we are talking about them.
And there's the Marauder,
yeah, there's the one with the hole in top of it. I can put weapons in.
Which was the most iconic of the Bounty Hunter's mechs, and like Even his original one had Starleague era tech, but he quickly upgraded it with clan tech during the invasion. Again, look, the Marauder is like a heavy that eventually is produced anywhere, but yeah.
But yeah, there are two Marauders in this pack.
The Marauder and the Marauder too. They're different mechs. One's 75, one's 100.
They're almost holding hands.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's another that could belong to somebody else, but it doesn't.
The Warhammer. Another heavy produced eventually pretty much everywhere. Supposedly, one of his original mechs, basically when he stole Natasha Kerensky's Marauder, she wound up with his old Warhammer. It says something that she was actually afraid of him. Originally produced by StarCorp, but also produced by someone in the Taurian Concordat, and also by, I want to say Alshane Weapons and House Karita. 2 PPCs, a couple of medium lasers, SRM-6, a couple of machine guns, with differences depending on which house you're visiting.
Okay, this is that one.
This was the reason I wanted you to get this pack.
Okay.
Because I fucking love this mech. So, if you're a spheroid, you know that as the Loki Mark II, or the Slowki. If you're a clanner, you know it as the Hell. It is the successor to the Hellbringer, which you may remember from your older pack is a Screaming Metal Death Trap that I love. This was Hell's Horses and Jade Falcons going, but what if it wasn't a Screaming Metal Death Trap? So they stuck in a small cockpit. They actually stuck in like a smaller engine, so it's much slower. It has more armor. It's a 65-ton mech. 40 tons of it is devoted to gun space. The prime configuration has like an SRM-6, 2 ER large lasers, and 2 Gauss rifles. There's a configuration with a fucking long Tom cannon. Because fuck you, that's why.
I was gonna say.
It is in terms of non-bounty hunter people, it is commonly used by the Jade Falcons and the Hell's Horses. It is batshit crazy for completely different reasons than the original Hellbringer was. It's batshit crazy and also amazing. There's a version of it that's like a cheaper diet, God, what the fuck is the name? Hellstar, which was considered one of the most broken mechs in the game. And it does it for like 2/3 the cost. So yeah, I fucking love that mech.
The next one we've already seen. Granted.
Oh hey, Mini Mr. Timberwolf.
Bork.
We saw the big version of it. Iconically a clan wolf mech, but the bounty hunter wound up with one. And his version, as I recall, specifically like took off the missile launchers and had like large pulse lasers, medium pulse lasers, like an active probe and a targeting computer. Basically, whatever the thing shot at, it hit.
So, just out of curiosity, do you remember the last mech in this pack?
I don't remember the specific model designation, but I'm pretty sure I remember the mech, and I think I remember the version.
I can tell you it was an annoyance to you during the LP.
Then I'm not sure I know what this one was. Okay, yeah, no, never mind. It's exactly what I thought it was. Yep. Griffin, specifically the Starleague version, which instead of having a PPC and an LRM-10. It's an ER PPC, double heat sinks, various other fucking Starlink tech, and two SRM-6s. Which we shouldn't have... It's the Royal version, which we shouldn't have fucking had in the LP.
Which we did.
But
And
we shouldn't have.
I used it a lot.
We did...
Boop.
But yes, the bounty hunter. Do not the bounty hunter. Do not. Bad things happen.
I don't know. It worked out for me.
That was a great way to end that fucking LP.
Yeah, that was a pretty good way to end up. I wish the main scenario, the main campaign, had nearly half as good an ending. Not to say that the main campaign had a bad story or anything, but compared to the DLC, it was just really goddamn lacking.
Yep. What fresh hell are we unleashing?
Oh, I'm putting the cards back in the pack now.
Okay.
Because that's all in this. That's all in this box.
Yep.
So that's all the boxes, at least the mass packs.
Now it's time for the salvage boxes.
Now it's time for the lightning round.
This may hurt, folks.
Because I don't know what's in them. I have not opened them yet.
The previous packs I could pre-game a little and refresh myself. I recall, I know the tank in the one tank pack you got, and it's funny. It's the sort of shit you'd love to abuse.